Last month I spent a week in Copenhagen, and checking the weather forecast beforehand, it painted a picture of rain almost every day. I still wanted to be able to go out and take pictures on a camera that is not my iPhone, so I started to think what are my options. My Sony a7 II, which is technically weather sealed, seemed a bit like a risky choice, especially because I only use vintage lenses with it. And then I remembered that I had this, a Panasonic Lumix FT1. This camera is from an era when digital cameras were actually fun, and companies tried to make them interesting and not just functional. It is definitely a camera built for the outdoors. It is waterproof and shockproof, and it feels more like a tool than a gadget. And the bold colors these cameras came in, like this very bright blue one, definitely make them still stand out. It kinda reminds me of a proto-action camera, and GoPro was just starting out when this came out in 2009. Today it will definitely not replace your action camera and will not replace your actual camera as well, but it's actually still a surprisingly interesting digicam. Now, in terms of specs, the only important information that you need to know about the FT1 is that it uses a 12 megapixel CCD sensor, which is an older sensor technology that was replaced by CMOS sensors a very long time ago. These sensors have gained a bit of reputation recently for their supposedly film-like and relatively unique color science, and some people even say that CCD is the new film. The pictures this camera takes though are just fine. In terms of quality of photos, 12 megapixels is actually enough resolution to get pretty decent pictures. But Panasonic seemingly had to make some compromises to make this camera waterproof, so the lens they put into the FT1 is where they made the most sacrifices. And optically it's not particularly good, even for an older digicam. And that means that straight out of the camera the pictures are just okay. They are soft and not very contrasty. They do come to life though with a little tweaking in Lightroom. But the thing that still makes this camera special, even for photography, is that you can take pictures in pretty much any conditions. In rain, in snow, or on the beach. It doesn't really matter because, yeah, it's supposed to withstand pretty much anything. My favorite feature though is the video. It kinda reminds me of those old camcorder tapes. They're a bit grainy and nostalgic and with a very smooth zoom. It's simple, but it works and has a bit of a vibe. And this is where I think this camera really shines. You can film pretty much anything, put some atmospheric music on the background, and you immediately get a nice nostalgic movie capturing your memories. can even shoot in the night thanks to this built-in light that goes in addition to the flash. And because it's digital, it's very easy to transfer your videos, unlike using the actual camcorder tapes. Now, when it launched in 2009, it actually had a pretty hefty price tag of $400, which would be almost $600 in today's money, which is really too much for a compact camera, and today's action cameras are almost 2 times cheaper. But today you can find it pretty much next to nothing on eBay or local marketplaces. And importantly, it's still very easy to find batteries or chargers for this camera. The Lumix FT1 is a digicam that doesn't really ask for much. It's not perfect, not even close, but it's still kinda cool. A bit of a reminder of the times when digital cameras were actually fun and they were just supposed to be a part of your adventure, when you can just slide it in your pocket and take it with you anywhere. And sometimes that's all you need, especially during cold and rainy seasons. Just taking a break from the routine or even from serious photography and going out to take unassuming vintage looking pictures or make nostalgic videos about your daily life. And maybe this would even wake up your creativity. Thank you for watching and see you next time.